Hello everyone and welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host Ross13 and today we are reviewing the Own Rize Armor Rize's support unit from Build Divers Rize. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's from a manga that I'm not even 100% certain is officially available in English, and either way, I haven't read it, so no clue. But the show must go on. As you can see, this is from Gundam Build Divers Rize, as I mentioned, and this is a support unit for the Gundam Anima Rize. Just like how Hiruto had his multiple planet system armors, the Anima Rize has this guy and the armor it came with. Not as extensive as what Hiruto has, but I'm guessing it gets the job done. And when I saw this guy, I thought he looked kind of neat. And at the very least, I wanted to get a hold of him just to see what he's all about. And that's what I'm going to show off to you guys. But first, as always, let's take a look at the box. So, no product illustrations. This time we just have painted photographs. We see the Aeon Rize armor in its little mobile suit mode. And then we see it in the two different versions that it can combine as. I believe one is, I think, speed and power. I can't remember which is which, but we'll see that when we look at the instructions. And this basically shows all the different parts it comes with. Leg units, arm units, the torso, the V-fin, and it comes with its own nifty little stand. We got the Build Divers Rize logo there, which looks pretty spiffy. HD Build Divers R with the lowercase I. Build Divers Rize logo. Blue Bandai logo. Aeon Rize Armor, Rize Support Unit, and then all the other stuff that we've come to expect in this. On the bottom here, we have a picture of the support unit itself. We've got the bluefin sticker covering up most of the text. Gundam info. On this side, we have little write-ups about everything, so let's get a little bit closer. You guys can read all that. The base is just showing the different things that it can do. I gotta say, this looks kind of cool. I'm excited to check this out. Then, on this side, we have the photographs of it combined with the Anima Rize. Then over here, this is just the thing pretty much straight out of the box, it looks like, maybe with some panel lining. And then, as usual, no yen price, off-centered. Bandai makes me sad. That is enough of the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual figure now. And here he is, the Aeon Rize in its sort of mobile suit mode, I guess you would call it. It kind of has to be on this stand because it doesn't have actual feet, so it can't really stand on its own. But that's okay. I gotta say, this guy looks kind of neat. Let's go ahead and take him off the stand so I can just show him off a little bit better. So yeah, like I said, no feet. He's got arms and legs. Not much of a head. I showed this to my son and he got kind of bent out of shape over the idea that this thing didn't have a head. And I tried to explain, it's like, well, he's got the little visor thing. And it's sort of like an inverted version of the Gundam face mask, which I find infinitely amusing. It kind of reminds me of, I can't remember what it's called. It's from Gundam 00. In the second season, the Gundam that Tira uses has basically another Gundam strapped to its back. And this sort of reminds me of that. I'm sure Shoki is going to correct me on this and then send me angry messages basically saying, how dare I forget things? No, actually, he's pretty cool with it, but he probably will correct me on this. But it's an interesting little design, if very, very simple. But it's not supposed to be super complicated, I guess. Also, and I don't know if this is intentional, to me, this thing looks like a butler. Like, this is like an Alfred Gundam or something. Because it's got this black sort of tuxedo look with the white chest. And, like, white cuffs. White shoes. I don't know. It looks like it's supposed to be like a butler. And especially knowing that this is basically a support unit. I just can't help but picture this thing having like Jarvis's voice from Iron Man. Though maybe that also comes from the fact that I was watching Iron Man 3 while I was building this thing. Anyway, moving on. Let's go ahead and take a look at articulation. Obviously, there is nothing for the head because the head is fused to the body. Shoulders, he has rotation and sort of disc hinge movement up and down. There is no elbows to speak of. No waist rotation. He can kick up and back. And he's got actually a sort of a ball joint thing going on, so you have a little bit of movement side to side. You can also push these in, taking away that movement, but kind of stabilizing him a little bit more, though you still have your movement back and forth. He's got a knee, single jointed, that gets you 90, but it's kind of, the way it bends, you can barely tell where everything goes. A lot of this is all more for its different combined forms than it is for itself. His claws do open and close, so that's kind of cool. Oh, and yeah, the hands can rotate here. You can also rotate the feet, I guess, to position them however you see fit. It would be nice if there was a little bit more articulation. An elbow joint, I think, would have gone a long way to help this guy out. And I'm not 100% certain why they didn't do that. I mean, I know why they have him set up this way, because he's basically designed to be pulled apart and used as armor. But, see, the way it connects, you got the peg here that goes, or the hole and peg there. They could have easily just, done a hinge joint here. It would have added to the parts count, but I don't think it would have affected things that much. But I'm not a designer at a multi-gajillion dollar company that does Gunpla, so what do I know? But despite that, he's neat looking. So before we get him torn apart into armor, let's go ahead and compare him to a couple of other things. To start off, here he is next to the, the Anima Core Gundam. So you can see this guy is a lot taller than it, but the Core Gundam is a tiny little thing. And if I haven't mentioned before, I love that I can pose this thing like that. And here it is next to the Earth 3 Gundam. So you can get an idea of that. And here it is next to the HG Gundam Revive. Alright, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and take a look at him as armor. But first we need to rip him to pieces. I know I said that with a scary voice, but I'm not joking. We have to rip this guy to pieces. So, we'll start by taking him off the stand. And we're going to take off the hands. Take off the arms. We do actually leave these parts on. Then we're going to pull off the legs and pull off these thrusters. And now it's in pieces. But now we can start getting them combined together. Alright, got everything set up so I can easily do this. Also, I forgot to mention, you pulled the V-fin off of the thing's chest. So now we are going to start with the Gundam Aeon Rize Power. That's what it says on the instructions, at least. Okay, so we're going to take our Rize Core Gundam, pop his hands off. Set those aside. Okay. So we're going to take the arms, and then we're going to attach what was originally on the feet. It's an interesting way of doing this. And then we're just going to pop these on like so. There we go. Reminds me a little bit of the Mega Man arm busters, actually. Okay. Next, we are taking this and we're going to reattach the legs. Try to do this on camera. Come on. There we go. And we're going to attach the hands on here. Going to have these down like that. This is facing this way. And we're going to swing these up. Turn this around. And then we're going to attach this to his back. And then we take the V-fin and put it what I would consider upside down on his forehead. I think that's in. Okay. Now, will it stand on his own? Nope. He is super back heavy now. So now we need to attach the included stand. And readjust my camera and everything because, good lord. Oh, come on. I'm trying to get this thing balanced correctly. So this is the power type. Not entirely certain what makes this power type. I guess this gives it more pushing power, and this is Buster cannons or something. But there we have it. Not too bad. The giant thruster, whatever's on the back, are kind of silly looking, but it's, you know me, I kind of like overly silly things, so this isn't too bad. Now, let's go ahead and get him shifted over to his speed form. So we are going to just take everything apart again. Try to do this without breaking the model. Oh, this is going to take the backpack right off with it. There we go. So we'll go ahead and do the first step here of, we'll take this off. We're going to flip the V-fin around so that way it's in a more upright manner. And I gotta admit, this, it makes me think of like, what is it, the H2 Darkhound? It looks very pirate-like. I don't know if that's the intention or whatnot, but that's the feeling I get. So, we're going to detach these things. And it looks like we're keeping the claws on here. And so now we're going to do the standard Core Gundam leg combine thing. So we got the slot here, hole there. You know what I mean. And I just need to get this thing to work. Come on. There we go. This is my first time actually doing any of these conversions. So just bear with me. Almost got it. Come on. There we go. I wonder if he can stand on this. Not in the slightest. It was worth a shot. Okay. So we're going to reattach his fist. I have his open expressive hand over there because I just like that. Now, the backpack, we are going to reattach the arms like so, and like so. We're gonna compress the legs down like that, and then shows these with this wider part out. All right. Oh joy, and I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there was thunder and then there was sirens, so some good high quality YouTube there. Okay, now we're going to attach this to his back. Position these up a little bit, and then put them back on the stand. Okay, this is pretty cool looking. I think I dig this version of it a lot more than the other one. It feels a lot more complete. And I really do get a sense of speed off of this thing. It helps that he basically has 4 giant boosters going at it. Wonder if I can do anything more with the legs to get them there. That's a lot more compact. So yeah, I think I dig this form. Oh no, I may have to get another Anima Rize Core Gundam to put on here. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on this thing. Especially since, as we saw, the Anima Rize comes with a lot of extra stuff, so I don't need that many extra parts. But yeah, this form in particular I think is well worth the price of admission. I'm actually kind of surprised because when I was building this thing, I was actually feeling a little bit let down. The core bot I felt wasn't as interesting as I thought it could be, mainly from the lack of articulation. But this form here, this looks really cool. Now, this isn't something from the instructions, but it's something that I was wondering. Let's pull these off. Pull these off. And then we're going off the recommendations here, folks. Some Renegade Gunpla building there. And so here it is in sort of a speed power build. That's pretty cool looking. Anyway, so on its own, this kit isn't much. It's an interesting build because it's kind of a different animal in comparison to most Gunpla, but its lack of articulation really does hinder it from being more than an interesting looking design. But the way it can combine with the Core Gundam and the Anima Core Gundam really does make this thing shine. So, like I was saying before, that's worth the price of admission. So I think I could give this a recommendation. You just got to keep in mind that if you really want to get the most out of this, you're going to want to get another kit to go with it. So yeah, that has been a review. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Check the description below for links to my storefront where you can get official shelf space t-shirts and more. And yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you next time you invade my shelf space.